everyone. I wanted to let you know about a new feature that we just deployed to Scoreboard for you guys for the all classes poll specifically, not for any of the individual classification polls, but just for the all classes polls. Um, One of the things that we have to do for the all classes poll is to ensure that teams are not ranked out of order. So we call this honoring the classification rankings. So when the 5A rankings come out and they have a number one and a number two team as voted on by the 5A committee, we want to honor that and make sure that we don't rank teams in the all classes poll in a way that's incongruent with how the 5A committee has ranked them. So we're not going to have 5A number two ranked ahead of 5A number one. And so we've actually decided to go ahead and put that into code and make that work programmatically for you guys. And so that'll be part of what I showed today, but also we have a neat way to really start adding teams to a ballot that makes that process even easier. So when you open the Add a Team drawer in your All Classes ballot, what we're showing you is really just the top teams that are available in each classification per the rule, right? So the rule of not ranking two ahead of one and vice versa, or and so forth. We are only showing the top team that's available to be added to the ballot in each class at a time. So say we want to add Macintosh, they're the number one team in 5A. We'll go ahead and add them to the ballot. What happens here is actually the number two team from 5A, Dalton, pops in here, and we can add them in there. We can do the same thing for 4A. So we add Johnson as the number one team. Now they're in the ballot, so they're in there. And then only the number two team, which is the best available from that class, is the best available team in 4A, they show here instead of any of the other teams. So realistically, if you just go through and you do all your comparison here, all you're doing is just adding teams and making sure that you know that they're in the order that you think they should be in, and everything should be good to go from there. So we'll add all these teams in here, and I got a couple that I want to do just to show you how things work. Paideia, let's I do believe that Dalton's probably going to be up there, maybe South Forsyth too. So we've got 10 teams added, and I wanted to bring you to a new feature, another new feature that helps us honor the classification polls. So here we have number 2 from 6A, Riverwood, and number 3 from 6A, Lanier High School. And right now they're in correct order because 2 is ahead of 3, but if for some reason Lanier gets up here and we put them right behind Lassiter, who's the number 1 team from 6A, we're going to get a notification or a little error code here that says they cannot be ranked ahead of the number 2 team from 6A. And so we only put this on the team that's technically out of order or that's in the wrong spot. So we'll go to the one that has the error and make sure that one is working correctly. So we can either drop Lanier back down behind Riverwood, or we can move Riverwood ahead of Lanier. So if we do that, the error goes away, nice and clean. Same thing if we had 2 ahead of 1. It says cannot be ranked ahead of the number 1 team from 6A. Okay, so we'll get that fixed, and we are good to go. And now if we do have things, if there is an error there, when you go to try and submit your ballot, you can see it's gray. And if you click that, you'll see that you have teams ranked out of order. Please honor the class rankings and rank teams according to how they are ranked within their class rankings. So you won't actually be able to submit your ballot if you have things out of order. It's just like if you had only 9 teams, we want a full ballot. So if you just do, 9 teams there, you must rank 10 teams before you can submit your ballot. So let's make sure we have everything working right and in full. So we've got everybody in there that needs to be in there. So we'll add South in there. And like I said, it's really, really kind of nice to be able to just drag and drop and see when things are, they're erroring and they're not in the right order. So let me know how you guys like it. If you have any questions or issues in Georgia, y'all know how to get a hold of me. In Alabama, you can contact Joe, or we can get. You have my email at least. So I'm always watching that, and it's always vibrating in my pocket whenever I get an email on my phone. So feel free to let me know if there are any issues. And I really appreciate you guys. We're getting into the playoffs over here in Georgia, and I think you guys are getting close in Alabama too. So we're getting to the end of it already. It's kind of crazy, but thank you guys for everything, and I hope you enjoy this new feature. And we'll talk with you soon.